I think it's like being a musician outside of church and having success and having a persona or a name that people know has become a wee bit scandalous, I think, in church by accident. And I think it's because obviously we have this huge value on humility, and that it's not about us, it's not about you individually, it's about the whole and all that stuff. And it seems that sometimes we can, in our minds, decide that we have to choose between having a career and sort of making a name for yourself musically and being a worship leader. And I feel like maybe it's a place where we're going. I think it's starting to happen where we sort of settle that issue sort of once and for all and realize that it isn't a choice between one or the other. I feel like if you feel God opening these opportunities for you to do things outside of church and to create sort of this sort of a name really as a musician outside of just what we do on a Sunday morning, I can't imagine almost a better calling as a musician and as a worship leader. There's so much that God has for us as musicians to learn about the power of music, how he uses music, how his Holy Spirit flows through what we do when we're on stage, that sometimes I think it's harder to learn in church. And so, yeah, I am passionate for myself because I don't want to impose what I feel led to do on anybody else. But I personally am just passionate about seeing those two things in my life exist, not just peaceably and like tolerate each other, but in you know, I don't know, paint the whole picture of who I am as a musician and what I do. I love it. I think it's great. I wouldn't want it any other way. Worship without what I do outside of church, I think sometimes begins to feel like you're doing worship for worship's sake, and then what I do outside of church without the worship, I need them both. They both, for me, work together to make the whole picture for me. So, yeah.